Hello, Booktube. What's going on, my friends? Back here in the old junk room. Cheers. Fixing to talk about what I read in February and what I'm gonna try to read in March. Oh, that's good. Okay, here we go. This is my February wrap-up. So, first we have Sun and Spoon by Kevin Henkes. And this is basically a YA. And I did a buddy read with Stephanie over at, now let me change her channel name, Bookstrychnine Tribute. Make sure I got that right. Well, yes I do. Bookstrychnine Tribute. So thank you for the buddy read, Stephanie. This is about a young man who loses his grandmother, and he wants to find something of hers that he can hold on to so he can remember, but he kind of goes about it in the wrong way. Again, I don't do spoilers, but it's kind of took me back to my childhood. The writing was pretty good, and I gave this 4 stars, so there you go. Sun and Spoon. Thanks again, Stephanie, for suggesting that and for the buddy read. Then we have The Creeper Man by Dan Kurtagich, and this is horror. I actually thought it was from an indie author. That's one of the reasons why I picked it up. But I had some issues with this, and don't mean to sound cruel or anything like that, but you know, had to deal with stuff like this, which, you know, it's basically filler. Yeah, I've got a book out there that's just, you know, pretty bad, but it wasn't edited or anything. But I gave this 3 stars, and I'm going to read some more of her stuff, because I think she's got some better stuff out there. So again, 3 stars. The ending was kind of, you know, disappointing. I kind of likened the Creeper Man to Slender Man, and then I mean, actually the stories, it's almost like living in a nightmare, which I didn't have a problem with that. I liked that, but there were some other things I didn't particularly care for. So, and then you have these bold words, which of course spell out a sentence or send you a message. This may have been experimental, I don't know, but I'm sorry, it just didn't do it for me. 3 stars on that one. Then I had my second go around with Bukowski, and this is Ham on Rye. I have had read Women previously, wasn't a big fan of that, but I really like this one. This is a 4.5 star read for me. It's gritty. It's very, very real, and it's about a relationship this kid has with his father and with other people that he's, you know, dealing with as he's growing up. So I liked it. Like I said, 4.5 stars. Like I said, after Women, I didn't know how to take Charles Bukowski, so everybody said, "Oh, Ham on Rye, try Ham on Rye." I think Edward Lorne, he recommended it. I know, you know, Dane over at Dane Reads. Todd and Dane's Indie Read Along. Dane, he's a big Bukowski fan, but I really like this one. So obviously I'm going to read some more Bukowski. Then we have Super Mutant Magic Academy. And saw this on Jena's channel, Bibliofilth, and she recommended it, and you know, I like comedy. This was pretty entertaining. I mean, it reminded me a little bit of Gary Larson, but let me show you something here. Like right here. So let me read this. Hey, you look really pretty today. Her reply, ha ha ha, pshaw, no I don't. Oh, you're such a liar, hee hee. And she puts her head down. He goes, you really need to learn how to take a compliment. One of my favorite heroes in this, or mutants, was Forever Boy, I think was his name. Because the dude literally, he can't die, so. Just trying to think. Let me see if I can find something else. Oh yeah. So they're flying on brooms, and the one's thinking, don't look, because they have skirts on. There you go. 4 stars. Pretty funny. Oh man. Somebody here complaining about fashion, which I totally get. So thank you, Jena, for recommending this. Then I read Be Ready When the Shite Goes Down, Forrest Griffin. Obviously, if you want a survival manual, don't buy this one. This is just his humorous take on what to do if you want to survive after the apocalypse. So there's a bunch of goofy stuff in here. There's one thing I agreed with right here is in the intro acknowledgments. I would like to thank Bill O'Reilly and Bill Maher. Now granted, this was written, you know, quite a few years ago, for making me angry, and I can totally dig that, because I have a problem with know-it-alls and people who have talk shows, and if they lose an argument to one of their guests, they just edit it out so they come off looking like a genius. And pretty sure that either one of those or both of them, back when I was on Facebook about 8 years ago, they made it onto my list of the 10 people I would like to punch in the face. I'm almost certain of that. I gave this book 4 stars. It's a parody. If you're interested in survival, it's probably not for you. If you're interested in a humorous look at survival after the apocalypse, give this one a whirl. Now, the March TBR. Dan Simmons, Hyperion. I'm going to read this one as a buddy read with Elena Makridina. Heard great things about this book, so obviously I'm looking forward to getting into it. Then there is East of Eden, John Steinbeck. Supposedly this is his magnum opus. So I mean, I'm reading it, and so far I can kind of get that because I've read The Grapes of Wrath, some of his other stuff too, and This one early on is already, you know, looking pretty good. And this is a buddy read with CC ComfycozyUp. Uh, so thank you, Peta, for buddy reading this with me. And hopefully this will turn out to be all it's touted to be. So I hear a bunch of recreational riders going by on the road down there. Then I have for Todd and Dane's indie read along, Voyeur.Exe by Mike DeFrench, and he is a fellow booktuber. Oh, I think he's on Booktube. Yeah, he is. Sorry, Mike. My memory's not what it used to be, man. But gonna give this one a whirl. I'm not, you know, completely sure what it's about, but if you watch some of his videos, he just seems like a really interesting dude, and I'm sure his writing's gonna follow suit. So then I have Kentucky Archaeology by R. Barry Lewis, and a friend of mine loaned me this. This dude I've been hanging out with, and he's really into artifacts. So went about looking. I can't even remember if I showed these or not. I may have. I have to look over them if I have, but that don't look like much. But that is either a Skinner or scraper. See that edge? And see how it fits. I think that's probably paleo. And then I found this hand axe. Now this was found locally, and everybody's like, that's a rock. I'm like, no it ain't. Watch this. I lock my finger in there, put my thumb here, see how that fits? That was crafted. To put it into perspective, a friend of mine that lives in Newfoundland made this ferro rod apparatus for me. A ferro rod obviously is to start a fire with, and he put these grips in there. This is from a juniper, and look the way my hand fits. Isn't that cool? It reminds you of that hand axe there. So anyway, let me quit babbling. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thank you, my friends, for all the recommendations. Thanks, Dane, for, you know, keeping this read-along going. Appreciate that, man. And like I said, you guys are awesome. And I'm going to finish this and go kick back and do a bit of reading. Cheers, my friends. Bye.